Learned in just the past few hours, Georgia's Attorney General wants the Department of Justice to look into the handling of the Ahmaud Arbery murder investigation. It comes as the case has come under scrutiny more than 2 months after Arbery's death. On your side's Kaylee Tracy has the late-breaking developments.
Sunday, Georgia's Attorney General asked for a federal investigation into the handling of the Ahmaud Arbery case. In a statement, Attorney General Chris Carr said, quote, "The family, the community, and the state of Georgia deserves answers."
It's clear that, a really terrible thing happened and that arrests that should have been made weren't made. And then as you dig a little deeper, you discover that there were people complicit in ensuring that arrest wasn't made. And those people were both law enforcement and prosecutors.
Arbery's family attorney says the family hopes the Department of Justice determines why the case was, quote, poorly handled. Carr's office got a request from the Office of Brunswick District Attorney Jackie Johnson in late February to appoint another prosecutor to the case. Waycross District Attorney George Barnhill was appointed. But Carr says when the request by Johnson's office was made, neither Johnson's office nor Barnhill told the AG that Barnhill was already reviewing evidence and advising the Glynn County Police Department whether to make arrests.
We had a hunch that things just weren't adding up because of the case and the severity, the tragic death that we had here. We knew this he needed to go to court.
Glynn County Commissioner Michael Browning says he doesn't believe all the facts are out there yet and wants a full review of the case. Both Johnson and Barnhill recused themselves from the case, and the district attorney for the Atlantic Judicial Circuit was appointed. The office requested the Georgia Bureau of Investigation get involved. Gregory and Travis McMichael were arrested within 36 hours of the GBI handling the case. Kaylee Tracy, First Coast News, on your side.